Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me again. It is my second attempt at this whole YouTube thing, so hopefully I will be getting better and better at it as time passes on, and I'm hoping you will join me for that journey. So in my everyday practice, there are often times when I redo a lesson or a sequence purely because my body doing the same sequence the second time round can feel completely different to doing it the first time round, especially if I'm unfamiliar with a specific pose or a transition. It is great to see what my body can do on the second attempt. So a yoga lesson online is not necessarily like a movie where you've seen that, done that, and you don't need to do it again. I encourage you to go back to yoga lessons that you have done before and redo them and see how your body feels, see the difference in your body, and feel the difference in what you are thinking about that lesson at the time. Because you know what's coming, you will have a different feeling towards that lesson. So let's get started, closing into the eyes, taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling all the breath out. And then just coming to your own natural breath, easy inhales and exhales through the nose. And see what's happening with the breath. See how the breath is moving within your body. Just gently feeling the rise of the chest and the rise of the shoulders as you're breathing in and out. And start to sit yourself a little bit taller, drawing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Feel the spine lengthening, feel your sit bones grounding into the mat, shoulders dropping away from the ears. And now start to move into a controlled breath. An even inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. And trying to keep this breath throughout the practice. If the body starts to feel uneasy at any point, bringing yourself back to your breath, counting the breath, and focusing on just being here. And slowly start to open up into the eyes. Moving over onto your shins, tucking into your toes. You want to tuck into all 10 toes and sit your sit bones on the heels. They're really stretching out the backs of the feet. If you want to see the back side, just stretching out the whole back side of the feet. We hardly ever stretch into the backs of the feet. It's a good idea to try and do that now. And then lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Drop the right hand in between the shoulder blades behind you, and then take your left hand to the right elbow and start to just pull that right hand further down your spine. Just stretching into the back of the right upper arm. Pull the rib cage in. And don't flare the chest out. Just tuck into that belly a little bit. And then swapping over, drawing the left hand down the middle of the spine in between the shoulder blades. Right hand comes to the left elbow, and then just gently pulling the left hand down the middle of the back. If your toes are really feeling uncomfortable, then untuck them. And then releasing that left hand, bringing the hands down next to your knees, untucking the toes. And then gently start to lift the knees away from the floor. So I don't want you lifting them all the way up to stretch into the toes. I just want you to lift them a little bit away from the mat, just to stretch into the backs of the ankles, into the backs of the feet. Just holding it there for a few breaths. And then slowly starting to drop the knees all the way down. Hands come out in front of you. Start to tuck into the toes. Make your way to your downward facing dog. A good indicator of the length of the down dog, you should come into a plank first, and then move all the way back to downward facing dog without moving the hands or the feet. It may feel a little bit different to your natural down dog, but that is the length that the down dog should, or try to get as close to that distance for the down dog. And find your breath here. Just finding some stillness in that down dog. Pushing into the hands, pushing the chest closer towards the thighs. And gaze is between the legs behind you. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands shoulder width apart. And then slowly start to tiptoe the feet all the way up towards the front of the mat. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And then grab hold of opposite elbows. Hang the head down low. Feel the weight of the head, drawing the neck all the way down. And finding your breath. And tucking into the chin. Slowly bending into the knees, rounding into the spine. And slowly making your way all the way up to stand in Tadasana at the front of your mat. Interlace your hands above your head, lift up into your spine, and then fold or bend all the way over to the right. Pushing that left hip out, then coming all the way back to center, and then moving all the way over to the left, pushing the right hip out, moving back to center, moving all the way over to the right, moving back to center, lengthening out, and then exhale, moving all the way over to the left. Inhale, moving back to center. Take the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, making a fist with the hands, trying to get the palms to touch. If they don't touch, you may need to bend the elbows a little bit, but trying as much as you can to get the palms to touch. And then draw that fist towards the back of your mat. Again, don't flare out the rib cage. Bring the lower rib cage in, the lower belly in, slight tuck in the tailbone, pulling the fist towards the back of the mat. Now drop your head down towards the chest, and slowly moving with your breath, taking the chin all the way along the collarbone up to one shoulder, then back through center, and up to the other shoulder. Doing about 3 rounds of that, moving all the way up towards the right shoulder on an inhale. Exhale, moving through center. Inhale, moving over to the left. And one more inhale, moving all the way over. And exhale back to center. Releasing the hands and then slowly lifting up into the chin. The chin becomes parallel to the floor. Hands dropping down either side of the hips, coming to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, feel the feet grounding into the mat. The spine is lengthening, so feel that lightness in the body through your practice. It's an opposite force, so you're grounding when your feet are on the floor, or any part of the body is on the floor, but always feel yourself lifting away from the floor with the rest of the body. On an inhale, taking the palms forward and up, looking up towards the fingers. And exhale, folding all the way over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can plant your hands, you can step, jump, or float back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, moving over the toes, all through child's pose to downward facing dog, holding for 5. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Bend into the knees. You're either going to step up between the hands, hop up between the hands, maybe coming into a little kind of floaty handstand between the hands, meeting in a halfway lift. And then exhale, folding all the way over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, bringing the palms forward and up, looking up towards the fingers. And exhale, coming to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders draw back, shoulder blades towards each other, and exhale, downward facing dog, holding for 5. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, look between the hands, jump, step, or hop up, coming into a halfway lift. And then exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump, step or hop back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands, ground the left heel, palms forward and up, look up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to your plank, bend arms to 90, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, ground the right heel, palms forward and up, look up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to your plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Holding for 5, find your breath, inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. And 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, preparing, bending into the knees, looking between the hands, jump or step to the front of the mat, coming into a halfway lift. And then exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right foot back into a low lunge and bring your arms up either side of your ears, coming into a high lunge and holding. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Keep pulling your left hip back, right hip moves forward. You don't want to be sinking into that left hip. For 3. Strong back leg. 4. And 5, slowly stepping into the left leg, lifting the right leg up off the floor, arms move behind you, coming into warrior 3, holding warrior 3, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2, you're turning your right hip down. For 3. And 4. And 5, swinging the right leg all the way through to come out in front of you, lifting the right leg up in front of you, holding it there for 3, and 2, and 1, sweeping the right leg all the way back into a high lunge. Start to straighten out into the left leg, turn the right toes out, arms are up above. On an exhale, you're going to bend the knees, cactus the arms down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend for 4. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend for 5. Bring the hands to the heart and holding it there. Knees pulling out. Spine is straight. Tailbone slightly tucked. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, lifting up, opening the arms to shoulder height. Turn the left toes in, right toes are turning all the way out, preparing for Trikonasana on the right, moving the right hip all the way back, bringing the right hand on the inside of the right shin, coming into Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, lifting all the way back up, rebending into the right leg, setting up for warrior 2. You might need to change your stance a little bit. Shoulders are relaxing away from the ears. Right knee pulling out towards that right baby toe. Finding a breath, inhale. Exhale, 3 and 4 and 5. Inhale, straightening out into the right leg. Exhale, rebending the right leg. Taking the right hand to the outside of the right foot, or you can take your right forearm to your right knee, bringing the left hand all the way up and over towards the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Chest is still spinning up. 3 and 4 and 5. Bringing the left hand down, framing the front foot. Hop the back foot in a little bit. Keep the back heel grounded, lifting up into the chest. Exhale, folding all the way over your extended right leg. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Inhale, lengthen out into your spine. Gently bend into the right knee and bring the left foot to meet the right at the now back of your mat, folding all the way over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding all the way over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your left foot back into a low lunge and bring your arms up either side of the ears. Coming into a high lunge, holding it there. Strong back leg. Heel is drawing towards the back of the room. Bringing your right hip back, left hip forward. Want to keep them even. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1. Slowly starting to move into warrior 3 on the right leg. Arms move back, lifting the left leg up off the floor. Chest parallel to the floor. Left knee parallel to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 3 and 2. 1. Sweeping the left leg all the way through. Arms come up either side of the ears. Lifting the left leg extended out in front of you just for 3 and 2. 1. Moving the left leg all the way back to the back of the mat, coming into a high lunge. Straighten out into the right leg. Keep the right toes turning out. Left toes turn out. Bring the hands to the heart. Bend deeply into the knees. And then lift the heels up for 1. And exhale, drop them down. Inhale, lift for 2. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift for 3. And drop. Lift for 4. And drop. Lift for 5 and hold. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And release all the way down. Extending into the legs. Turn the right toes in this time. Arms move out from the shoulders. Left leg is straight. Left hip is moving back. So you want to reach forward with the left hand. Coming down for Trikonasana on the left. Keeping the chest open maybe looking up towards the right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 3. 4. And 5. Strong legs. Moving all the way back up to center. Bending into the left leg. Finding your warrior 2. Finding your stance. Finding your alignment. And then settling into the pose. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Left knee pulling out towards that left baby toe. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, straighten out into the left leg. Exhale, rebend the left leg, coming into your extended side angle. Either left hand to the outside of the left foot, bringing the right arm all the way up and over, or taking the left forearm to the left knee. Still bringing the right arm all the way up and over towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1, bringing the right hand down, hopping the right foot in a little bit, extending into the left, lifting up into the chest, and exhale, folding all the way over the right leg, over the left leg. Finding your breath, drawing the chin towards the shin, and trying to even out those hips. And don't let the right hip drop down. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Inhale, lift up into the chest. Bend a little bit into the left leg. Then bring the right to meet the left at the front of the mat, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply. Palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, stepping your right foot back into a low lunge. Bringing the arms up either side of the ears, high lunge. Moving into warrior 3. And then inhale, bringing the right foot all the way through, coming to hold it up in front of you. Exhale, move the right foot back, coming into a high lunge. Straighten out into the left leg. This time turn the left toes in, right toes turn in, hands to the hips. Feel the shoulder blades drawing towards each other at the back of the spine, puffing out into the chest. Exhale, folding all the way forward. Hands come down to the floor. Lengthening out into the spine, and then moving the hands between the feet, dropping the head down low. Move the weight of your body into the balls of the feet. So move a little bit forward, trying to move the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Inhale, lengthen out into the spine. Bring your left hand underneath your nose. Take your right hand to your sacrum. You want the sacrum to stay level. And then slowly start to lift the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe looking at the right arm. Coming into a little twist. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Bringing the right hand down, moving both hands all the way over to the right foot, turning the right toes out, left heel lifts up off the floor, moving into a low lunge. From here, you're going to bring your left foot all the way through to come and sit with your left leg out in front of you, gently sitting on the floor. Drop the right knee out towards the side. Let me face the camera. Square up over the left leg, and exhale, fold all the way over the left leg. Finding your breath, and relaxing into the pose, trying to get or keep the spine as straight as you can. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1 from here, sitting all the way back up to center. Bring the right knee back into the chest. Cross the right foot over the left thigh. Take the right hand to the base of the spine. Left arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Hook the left elbow over the right knee. Twisting all the way over to the right. Lengthening into the spine with every inhale. And every exhale, twisting just a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Inhale, coming all the way back through center, derotating all the way over to the left. And then inhale, moving back through center. You can just hook this right ankle over or above the left knee, then start to bend into the left leg, bringing your left foot down to the floor. So either your hands are behind you on the mat, finding a little bit of balance, but try and keep the chest moving forward, or you can move as far forward as you can, kind of standing onto that left foot, and then maybe wrapping both arms around the front of your right shin, lifting up into the chest, feeling it in the hip. You want to keep drawing the right knee away from you, but pulling the left leg into the chest and extending into the chest, feeling it in the hip. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3. And 2. And 1 from here. You're going to take your hands behind you, start to move the sit bones back a little bit, extend into the left leg, and then bring the right knee back to the inside of your right thigh. You're going to start to move forward into the right foot, moving the left leg all the way back to a low lunge. There we go. And from here, you're going to scoot the right leg over a little bit. Both hands come to the inside of the right foot, setting up for a lizard. So if you want to stay here, stay here. Just try and drop the hips down a little bit lower, maybe bend into the left leg, taking it down to the floor. Or if you want to take it a bit further, maybe coming down onto the forearms, still bringing that right knee into your right upper shoulder. And if you want to take it even further, maybe lifting the left leg up off the floor. Extending from the crown of the head, so you want the neck to be long. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1, moving back up onto the hands from wherever you are, bringing the right foot back to center, and bringing the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat, folding all the way over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up at Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up at Utkatasana. Exhale, folding over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. Bring your arms up either side of your ears, high lunge. Start to move into warrior 3. On the right, drop the chest down low. Inhale, bring the left leg all the way through, extend it out in front of you. Exhale, moving all the way back, high lunge. Straightening out into the right leg. Turn the right toes in, left toes stay turned in. Interlace the hands behind the back. So again, making that interlaced fist. You want to draw the fist down to begin with, puffing out into the chest. And then exhale, folding all the way over the legs. Bringing the fist overhead, dropping the head down low. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. 3, and 4, and 5. Releasing the hands back down to the floor, lifting up into the chest, so straightening out that spine. This time taking the right hand underneath the nose, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling, dropping that left hip. So you don't want to open it up, you want to drop that left hip, and just using the top half of your spine to twist. Inhale. Exhale, 3, and 2, and 1. Bringing both hands down to the floor, moving the hands all the way over to your left foot. Left toes turn out, right heel lifts up. From here, you're going to move the right foot all the way through to come and sit with the right leg in front of you. And then drop the left knee out to the side, square up over the right leg, and fold all the way over the right leg. Find your breath. Inhale. Exhale, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Slowly start to move all the way back up. Left knee moves into the chest. Step the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Left hand moves to the base of the spine. Right arm lifts up towards the ceiling, starting to twist, hooking the right elbow over the left knee, looking over the left shoulder, lengthening out into the spine, and exhale, twisting a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist for 2. Inhale. Exhale, twist for 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, moving back through center, derotating over towards the right. And then inhale, moving back through center. And just keep this left ankle dangling over the right thigh. Bring the right foot now to the floor. And again, either using your hands to support you and lifting the chest up towards that right shin, left shin, and then moving the left knee out, or moving the sit bones closer to your right foot, finding a little bit of balance, and then grabbing hold of that left shin in front of you, lifting up into the chest, drawing the left knee out, away from the chest, feeling it in the hip. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Slowly start to release your shin, moving the hands behind you, extending into the right leg, bringing the left foot back to the inside of the right thigh, moving into your lower lunge, so you're bringing your right foot all the way through. The trick is to step strongly into your left foot, and you want to move forward in front of the left foot, bringing the right leg all the way back, low lunge. From here, you're going to scoot this left leg over a little bit to the outside edge of the mat. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot. Drop the right knee down. If you want to stay here, staying here for lizard. If you want to lift up the legs, stay there. Otherwise, coming onto the forearms, pulling the left knee into your left upper arm, and then lifting the right leg away from the floor. Crown of the head drawing towards the front of the room. Long neck. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. 1, coming back up onto the hands, scooting the left foot back to the center of your mat, and then bringing your right foot to meet the left at the front of the mat, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. And exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your knees down to the floor, untuck your toes, bring your feet together, knees apart, rest the chest in between the thighs, take the forehead down to the floor, relax into the elbows, just taking a few breaths in child's pose. Okay, so from here, you're going to move into an inversion of your choice, of whatever you're working on. So either headstand or pincher or handstand. With headstand, not kicking up into headstand, but very slowly starting to move into headstand, maybe bringing one knee into the chest and then bringing the other knee in and then extending both legs. With handstand, there's various ways of getting into handstand, maybe with 2 feet hopping up, or one leg in front lifting one leg behind, or slowly starting to maybe press into handstand. I'm going to show you the different options and you can maybe see what you want to try and work on. If you're moving into headstand, moving there now. We're going to be here for about 10 to 15 breaths. So just playing around to see how you go. So for a handstand with the feet together, you need your feet closer to your hands than you would in a normal down dog. Slightly closer, not much closer. You look between the hands. Feet are generally together. To start with feet apart is a little bit awkward, so I like to bring my feet together and kind of bend into the legs as if you're going to be springing up. If you're springing up into handstand, concentrate on trying to keep the arms straight. It does help you balance a little bit more without having to use too much strength in getting into the handstand. So here's an example. Oh, not that one. And then extend the legs. And then slowly coming all the way down. The one with the foot in front, you've got your right foot in front or the left leg in front, completely up to you. Swap them round if you're working on it, maybe doing a few hops. So if you do hops on the right, then make sure you do some hops on the left. Your left leg lifts up behind you, bending into the right knee, and then gently jumping into the handstand. The more strength you use with the belly, the easier it becomes and you don't have to whip yourself up, yeah? And slowly coming down. And then when you're done, resting in child's pose, maybe hopping from the right leg and then hopping on the left leg. If you're in headstand and you've had enough, then rest in child's pose or on the shins, just closing the eyes, bringing your heart rate back down. And tucking into the toes, moving all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Untuck your left toes. Bring your sit bones to the inside of your left foot. All 10 toes are facing the floor. So that's the back version of it. You want all 10 toes facing down. And slowly take your hands behind you. If you're good here, just staying here. If your knee is screaming, rather come up. If you want to move further, coming onto the elbows, and then slowly moving down onto the back. If your knee allows, if your leg starts to lift up, you've gone too far, rather come back up onto the elbows. It's finding your breath. And coming out of it, moving up onto the elbows first, and then onto the hands, moving forward into the right foot, and tucking your left toes, and then moving all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, move your left foot between your hands, drop the right knee down to the floor, and tuck your right toes. Bring your sit bones to the inside of your right foot. Knees are almost touching. Then slowly making your way back, either staying up on your hands or moving onto your elbows and moving all the way down onto your back. Each side may be completely different. Just finding a breath. And coming back up onto the elbows. Coming onto your hands. Moving forward over your left foot, tucking into your right toes, lifting your right knee up off the floor, and moving back to downward facing dog. And dropping both knees to the floor. Open your feet up behind you, move the calves out of the way, and then sit in between both feet. And again, if you are struggling here, put something underneath your sit bones. Otherwise, slowly starting to move back, either just staying on the hands or moving down to the elbows. And then eventually moving onto the back. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, moving all the way back, first onto the elbows, then moving onto the hands, and then moving all the way over the knees, coming into a tabletop. Lengthen out one leg with your feet on the floor, just to get that blood flow going again. And bend into that leg and extend into the other. And bringing both knees down to the floor. Again, coming to sit on your shins. So now your shins are going to be hip distance apart. You're going to sit up onto the knees, preparing for camel. So first tucking into the toes, it brings your heels up a little bit higher, and see how you go. All 10 fingers start to face up along your spine. So you don't want to be hooking the thumbs, you want to feel the hands up against that sacrum, up against each side of the spine. You start to push the hips forward, drop the hands to the heels, lift up into the chest, really arching out into the chest. The pubic bone is still pushing towards the front of the room, and then maybe dropping the head back if it feels good. On an inhale, tucking into the chin, hands come back to the base of the spine. Slowly start to lift yourself up, and then sit once again on the shins, taking a few deep inhales and exhales. And setting up for one more. This time you can either keep your toes untucked or tuck into the toes, completely up to you. Obviously with your feet untucked, it is a little bit further for your hands to get to, but see how you go. Taking the hands to the base of the spine, pushing the hips forward, reaching down for the feet, chest is lifting up, and then dropping the head. Inhale and exhale. Bringing the hands back to the base of the spine, rolling all the way up to sit on the shins again. Just closing the eyes, finding a breath. From here, rolling over onto the side of your hip, extending your legs out in front of you, setting up for Paschimottanasana, moving those fleshy bits away, lifting up into the spine, exhale, folding all the way over the legs. And holding for about 10 breaths. Use your breath here to soften into the body, into the legs. If you can't reach your feet, maybe take a strap or a t-shirt just to lengthen out your arms so that you can get there. Maybe bend into the legs a little bit if it feels good. Just holding it there for another 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And slowly coming all the way back up, and bringing both knees into the chest, bringing your hands out in front of you, and slowly rolling down onto your mat, bringing yourself down one vertebra at a time, using your belly to bring yourself all the way down onto the mat, bringing both knees into the chest, really tucking them in quite high, open the arms out onto the floor, drop the knees all the way over to the left, looking over the right shoulder, and finding a little twist, neutralizing out the spine. And bringing the knees all the way back in, and dropping them all the way over to the right, looking over the left shoulder. And bringing the knees back into the chest, squeezing everything in, bringing your forehead to your knees, and then lying down on your mat, setting up for your Shavasana, taking some space on the mat, opening up the feet, opening up the hands, taking a deep inhale, and exhale, letting go of all control of the breath, all control of the body, and staying here for as long as you need to. And when you're ready, consciously, very gently moving out of your own Shavasana. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me and for listening to my lessons.